Good morning, children. Today we'll start with 10th standard class, chemistry class for CBSE 10th grade. So very important question. This is also I'm going to deal you not with the entire chapter, rather I'm going to tell you the very important questions which you will get for the CBSE examinations. Very often, very repeatedly asked questions we are going to discuss every day. So accordingly, today for grade 10 CBSE 10th standard chemistry class we will see now. So the very important question, always this question is asked in the examination, that is write the IUPAC nomenclature for the given organic compounds, for the given organic compounds. C bond CH3 bond CH3 bond OH, CH3 bond C bond OH bond CH3 bond CH2 bond CH3, CH3 CH2 CHO, CH3 C double bond O bond CH2 bond CH3. Okay, then CH3 bond C bond CH3 bond CH2 COOH. So this is the first compound, second compound, third compound, fourth compound, fifth compound, and then 6 questions has been asked. Okay, now we will see how to derive and how to write. So for writing the IUPAC nomenclature, there are certain rules which we have to keep it in mind. So I will give you the rules in the form of a tabulation. In the tabular form I will give you. Just listen how I am going to draw the table. Then it will become very easy for you. The table, that is, first one is, let us write the formula. What is the formula has been given, that formula we will write. Okay, so formula, it's so lengthy, no, we need a space. So first initially we should write the formula. Following the formula we have to write the root word. Then we have to go for writing the primary suffix, then secondary suffix, then we have primary prefix, and then secondary prefix. Then we have to write the name, that is IUPAC. What is the IUPAC full form stands? What is the full form for IUPAC? Is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so this is how we have to draw. Now first question, we will write down the formula over here. So what is the formula that they have given? CH3 CH2 CH2OH, isn't it? So first one is CH3 CH2 CH2OH. This is the formula which has been given for the first one. So as and when you get the formula, you have to write the root word. You have to write the root word. The root word implies, I will be writing it here, the root word. What is this root word implies? The root word implies, or the root word indicates the number of carbon atom, which can otherwise be called as, it indicates the parent hydrocarbon, Okay ma. So number of carbon atoms. If one carbon is going to be present, then it is meth. If two carbon is present, eth. Three carbon is going to be present, then it is prop. And if four carbon is going to be present, then it is but. So like that it keeps going on. So the number of carbon atoms implies the root word. Then what do we have? The primary suffix word. What is this primary suffix implies? The compound is saturated or unsaturated. It implies the saturation or otherwise whether it is saturated or unsaturated. If it is a saturated, the suffix word should be ends with "ane". What is meant by saturated? The compound with a single bond. The compound with a single bond. The compound with a single bond implies the compound is saturated, so the ending word should be "ane". Suppose if it is going to be an unsaturated, the suffix word should be "ene". That means presence of double bond, or otherwise it can be "yne", presence of triple bond. Now, third one is secondary suffix. What is this secondary suffix implies? The functional group. It indicates the functional group, presence of the functional group. Say for example, presence of what? Presence of functional group. Say for example, if alcohols are present, if alcohols, bond OH, bond CHO, then bond COOH, then bond CHO, then bond C bond double bond O. Like this the compounds are there. Suppose if bond OH is going to be present, then it is, we know very well, it is an alcohol. If it is an alcohol, the suffix word should be OL. The suffix word should be OL. The next one is bond CHO, that is called as an aldehyde. If it is an aldehyde, the ending word should be AL. If it is going to be bond COOH, then it is called as carboxylic acid. If it is an carboxylic acid, the ending word should be oic acid. Same thing I have written here. Now bond C double bond O, this is called as what? A ketone. If it is a ketone, the suffix word should be ONE. And one more thing I have left, that is ethers. Ether. Bond C bond, bond O bond. This is called as what? This side R and this side R dash. Alkyl groups will be present on either side. This is called as ether. Ether means the suffix word should be oxy, alkoxy, methoxy, ethoxy, like that it goes on, oxy. This is called a secondary suffix. Now we go to the next one, that is primary prefix we have and secondary prefix. So what is this primary prefix implies? The primary prefix implies whether the compound is cyclic structure. So that we don't have now for 10th standard, we can leave, just you know this. Then the next one is called as the secondary prefix. This also you don't have, but as to be known. Secondary prefix implies the presence of substituent group. Substituent group. The substituent group can also be called as locant. In your NEETs and all, you will be using this term. It is called as a locant or otherwise a substituent group. Say for example, Cl, chloro, fluoro, bromo, iodo, methyl. So these things we call it as what? Substituent groups. Okay, those substituent groups are the secondary prefix. Primary prefix or the cyclic structure that indicates whether the compound has a cyclic structure or linear structure, however it may be. Then secondary prefix suffix and primary suffix, then the root word. Now for this compound, we go to the root word. So the root word, check the number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2 and 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2 and 3 carbon atoms. So here also 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. We have to give the numbering. That is also important rule. What is that rule says? The numbering. So how we have to give the numbering? The numbering has to be given from left to right, also from right to left. However it may be, right to left and left to right also we have to give the number. Why we have to give the number? Because that shows carbon exhibits a property, carbon exhibits the property called as catenation. That is why the carbon is considered to be the backbone of organic compounds. Carbon, totally 118 elements are there in the periodic table, but only carbon is considered to be the backbone of organic compounds. Why? Because carbon has a unique features like a catenation. One of the property, isomerism is there, its valency is there, tetravalency nature, so many properties, but the four most important property is catenation. So other than carbon, which compound also exhibits catenation? Other than carbon, sulfur also exhibits catenation. Sulfur can exist with S8, but carbon when you take millions. So S8 means what? S can link with only up to S8 times. Whereas when you take carbon, it forms a linkages with millions and trillions of carbon. So that is called as a catenation property we are calling. Okay. Now coming to this root word. So the first compound is CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So I have told you that we have to give the numbering from right to left and left to right. Both the sides we have to give the number. So when you give the number, we will come to know the root word. Root word is the number of carbon atom. How many carbon atoms were present? 3 carbon atoms were present. So obviously then the root word becomes prop. Isn't it? Since 3 carbon atoms, the root word becomes prop. Then what is the primary suffix? Primary suffix implies whether the compound is saturated or unsaturated. Here throughout we can see the single bond is present. So therefore the primary suffix should be ANE. Then what is the secondary suffix? Secondary suffix implies the presence of the functional group. What is the functional group? Alcohol is a functional group. So therefore OL should be present. Now we go for writing the primary prefix. What is primary prefix? If the compound exists in the cyclic form, then we have to write cyclo. So there is no primary prefix. Secondary prefix is there. Any substance groups are getting attached? No substance groups. So therefore we can put hyphen over here. Now we have to write the IUPAC name of this compound. How to write the IUPAC name of this compound? You see now. IUPAC name of this compound is IUPAC name of the compound. We will add everything together and we will write prop in OL. Isn't it? Now see, this is also a bubble and this is also a bubble. So two bubbles cannot merge at the same time. So therefore, the terminal bubble is getting removed. Propane all I have given. So why I have mentioned a gap is in order to mention the number. How for our name there is an initial, same as like that for this organic compound, like an initial we have to place the number. What is that number? You have to check to the carbon atom which has, you have to check the carbon atom. That carbon atom is called as an alpha carbon. The carbon to which the functional group has got attached, that carbon should have the least numbering. Once again I repeat, see, you have to see the functional group. The functional group attached to carbon is called as an alpha carbon. That carbon number we have to take. Which number? There are two numbers are there, isn't it? We have given numbering from left to right, right to left also we have given. So which number should be considered? Now the least number. So what will be the number here? Propane 1 all. 1 hyphen and then you have to add what? OL. This is the IUPAC name of that compound. Okay, now we go to the second example. What is the second example I have written is, see, CH3, C bond CH3, CH3, OH. This is the next compound I have written, isn't it? Now, see the root word we have to write. See, in this compound, towards the carbon, the center carbon has 4 sides branches, all sides. The neo position, all sides you can see the branches. If so such a branches occurs on all the sides, we have to consider the presence of long chain carbon atom. Long chain carbon atom position carbon atom, because the branches are on the vertical side, the branches are also on the horizontal side. Both the sides we can see the branches. So which branch side we have to take, horizontal or vertical? Na? The side the side which has a long chain carbon atom. The side which has long chain carbon atom. Example, if I take vertical side, this is 1 and this becomes 2. When we take horizontal side, then it becomes 1 and 2 and 3. So this side is a long chain position. We call it as what? Long chain is which side? This side. 1, 2, 3 is a long chain position. So again 1, 2 and 3. So then the root word becomes prop, and throughout single bond is present, ane, and functional group is there, OL. Here primary and secondary we don't have. Now we can write the name of the compound. That is prop, ane, OL is present. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now numbering works out. Branches you can see. This is also a branch attachment, and here also a branch. I told you this is a substituent group. The substituent group is a methyl group. The methyl group should be presented where? On the secondary. This should be presented on the secondary prefix. So secondary prefix, a substituent group is present, that becomes methyl. So it is a substituent group. Then what else we have? This alcohol is present. So that alcohol position is 2 is the position. So I can write 2 here. 2 position. So prefix means what? Beginning it should come. Suffix means end. Prefix means beginning. So beginning what is present? Methyl group is present. What is the numbering? 2. So therefore we have to write 2 methyl, comma, propane, 2-all is the IUPAC name of this compound. 2-methyl propane, 2-all is the IUPAC name of this compound. Now we go to the third example. That is, what is the third example? See, CH3 bond C bond CH3 bond OH bond CH2 bond CH3. This is the name. This is the structure. And for this compound, we have to give the IUPAC nomenclature. So again, the long chain carbon atom we have to take, and we have to give the number accordingly. The long chain carbon atom from here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Isn't it? So what is that? Then root word will become what? Bute. Throughout single bond is present, ane. Functional group is alcohol. No prefix, nothing else is there. So bute. Add the name and you can write butane OL. Isn't it? So where the alcohol is present? Alcohol is present. Second and third. So least number we have to take. The least number I am writing it as 2. So butane 2-all. Whereas to this carbon, the CH3 group is present on the second position. So again, the secondary suffix will be a methyl group. It is a methyl group. So when we are writing the name, it should be written as 2-methyl. Because second position only methyl group has got attached. So 2-methyl, and butane 2 position, the alcohol is present. So 2-OL. This is the IUPAC name of the compound. Now we go to the fourth one. That is, fourth example you see, CH3, CH2, CHO. This is a fourth example. Now coming to this fourth example, what we have to write actually, numbering we have to give. So 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 3 carbon is there. So when 3 carbon is there, it should be prop, and primary suffix throughout present, so ane, and secondary suffix is a functional group. What is a functional group present here? That is aldehyde. Present, Al should be there as a suffix word, then no prefix, then we can write the name of the compound. That is propane Al. Again, numbering is very important. What is the number? Which position it is present? Third position and the first position. But we have to take only one number. Which number? The least number. So therefore, propane 1-all is the IUPAC name of this compound. And we go to the fifth example. So CH3, CO bond CH2 bond CH3. This is the fifth example. So when we take this fifth example, we will write the numbering, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the root word? But is the root word. What is the primary suffix? Everywhere A in single bond is present. Then what is the secondary suffix? The functional group. What is the functional group here present? That is CO. CO is ketone. If it is a ketone, it should be ending with ONE. So now primary suffix, second is nothing is there. Now we can write the name of the compound. Name of the compound is butanone. Butanone is the name of the compound. What is the number for the functional group? So the functional group number, there are two numbers, 2 and 3, but we have to consider only the least number. So therefore butane 2,1 is the IUPAC name of the compound. So totally 5 compounds I have explained you, and again we will continue in the next class with the unsaturation and a few other examples also. Next 5 examples we will see in the next class. Okay. So for further, if you have any clarifications, any doubts, you can please subscribe our channel, or otherwise you can come in person. We are having our own NEET, JEE and CBSE classes in Adyar, Gandhinagar. So you can visit us in our person as well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.